viewers, welcome back once again to Success Fashion Academy. Thank you for subscribing to our channel, and for those of you that are yet to subscribe, please do so and click on the notification button so that you can get updates on any new video we post. So today I'll be working on this project. It's a butterfly boubou top. You will see, as you can see the picture, it's a butterfly boubou top and with a rub elastic at the down. It's a free top for all sizes. It can be worn either on skirts, on trousers. You can wear it occasionally and you can wear it to an office. So this is the material I'll be using for it. I have a chiffon fabric here. The boubou is a free boubou, so you need something that is light because it's SS measurement. You don't need a very thick material. So I'm using this chiffon material. And this chiffon material I have is a flowered chiffon. I'm going to be using this elastic for my project. And the elastic is 3 inches. Normally you can use 2 inches elastic. This is 3 inches, like 2 3/4. Normally you can use 2 inches elastic. You can use 3 inches, but that 1 inch elastic is not the best. This 2 or 3 inches is the best one to use because of the down, because it's the beauty of the dress itself. So I have my neck curve, though we are not going to be using much measurements. It's just the neck, and we just put in our rubber. That's all we need. I have my scissors here. I have my neck cuff. I'm not going to be using the armor cuff, so I have everything here. So I'll start. This is the fabric, and I have, this is one yard and a half. For this size I'm making 1.5 yard is okay for me. For this size I'm making, you can actually use 1.5 or 2 yards depending on how you want the fullness. For this 1.5 yard is okay for my size that I'm making. And if you look at the fabric, it's a by 60 length. It's a long length, so I'm going to be using all the length. And mind you, it has no seam at the shoulder, no joining at the shoulder. So we are going to be folding it. This is our fabric like this. The next thing for you to do is to fold it from the up to the down. You are going to fold it. You know it's by 60. When I fold this is length 30. This is length 30. This is all the length I'm going to be using. I told you there is no seam at the shoulder. So this is all the length, and I'm going to be folding it again. That means I'll fold it into a square shape. Just take a look at it. I'm going to be folding it like this. You can see the way I folded it. So there is no joining here, so don't mistake it, because you not sew anything at the shoulder. Everything is at the down, and I just need to remove only the neck. So I'm going to be folding it this way because of the neck I'm going to be removing. I'll fold it like this so that it will be easier for me to remove the neck. So I'm going to be folding it into 4 like this, so that I can be able to remove the front and back separate. This is it. So once I fold it like this, the only thing that I need to measure now is the neck. And if you have any excess at the side, you smoothen it up. You can either use a round neck or a V-neck for this project, but for me, I'll be using a V-neck. And the V-neck, I'm using 3 inches. 3 inches. Let me use my marker so that you can see it very well. I'm using 3 inches. The depth, depending on what you want. If you look at the style very well, you see that the lady's neck, the depth is very low. But for my own depth, I'm going to be working with length 7 for the depth of my dress, of my top. It's a boubou top. So I'm going to be using length 7 by 3 because I don't want it to be too wide at the side. And I'm going to be connecting it with my neck cuff. You can see the way it is. So this is only applicable to the front, and at the back part I'm coming down the maximum of 1. I'm coming down by 1. So you are measuring both the front neck and the back neck together, but this is the back and this is the front. So the back is a high neck. This is 3 by 1. That one is okay for you, so that it will not be going back. So this is the only measurement we need. At the down part here, I'm going to be creating a gathers here because that's where I'm going to be putting my elastic. So I'm going to be creating a gathers at the down here. So the next thing is for me to cut out the neck. The first thing is I'll cut it together. This is the back. I've removed the back. So my front, this is the V-neck. So for the neck, you can either put a facing, or better still you use a bias to turn it over, depending on you. So for this side, that side is not neatly smooth, so I want to smoothen it. I have excess here, just trim out the excess. You can see it's only the neck. It's very easy and it's beginners friendly. Anybody can make it. So here I'm going to be notching the middle of the shoulder. So the next thing I'm going to do now, this down, I'm going to be creating a gathers here. I'll gather this like this, and that's where I'll put my elastic. And for doing putting the elastic, this is the elastic I'll be using. The elastic is 3 inches, and my waist, you work on your waist. The waist I'm using is 36, and that 36 you will deduct 2 inches out of your waist. If your waist is 36, you deduct 2 inches, that will be 34. And you know it's an elastic, definitely it will still expand. So I'm going to be using 34 inches, and I'm going to be putting 1 inch for the joining. 34, and I'm going to be using 1 inch for the joining. So that's 35. That's what I'll cut out, and I'll cut it into 2, both for the front and the back. So this is it. So for this elastic, I'm going to be marking the center front, because by the time you want to put your gathers, you should know the side, you should know the middle and the side. This is it like this, instead of you cutting it. So at the down, before you gather it, please put a notch at the center, so that by the time you are putting your gathers, you will know where to. So I'm going to my machine now. So I'm already on my machine now, and this is the top. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be taping the neck. This is the neck. I have a V-neck here. You can see it. You can make your own longer than this, but for me this is okay for me. So I'm going to be using this bias to tape it inwards. So I'm going to start from the outside to inside. You can use a facing depending on you, but you know it's a soft material, so that there will not be any flop there. So I'm sewing the neck by putting the bias so at this V side you have to put a small dart from the bias so that that place will not just go straight. So I bend my hand I'm sewing the second side. So this is the last place. As you are coming, you have to bend the one that is, you can see I did not sew it from the tip. You have to bend it here and sew on it so that you can have a good finishing there. So, and I remove it. That's all you need for the neck. So the next thing is for me to turn the neck inside. After fixing it, I want to turn the neck inside. So I'm taping it inside. This is the V shape. You see, if I did not put, you have to just notch it small, just small. If I did not put this pleat here, the thing will just pump up. So I have to put that small pleat so that I can form my V neck for me. You know the bias is a straight material, so I'm almost finishing up. So you have to smoothen your work. Always make your work neat. So that's it. I'm through with the neck now. You can see the way the neck is looking. By the time you get to the table, you use your iron to press it very well. So the next thing for me to do is to create a gathers at the down, and I'm going to be putting my machine on gathers. So when you are creating a gathers, so I'm going to be creating it like this. You can see the machine is moving very fast. It's a gathers sewing. You just want to use it to gather that down. You can actually do a pleat if you don't know how to do the gathers. You can actually do a pleat, but the gathers is always lovely more than pleats. And you have to let the thread comes out well before you cut, so that you can be able to use it to bring it out. So on the second side, you see it, by the time I want to bring it out, I'm going to be doing it for the back panel too. I'm doing it on the back too. So this is the back. So this is the back. So I'm through with the gathers now. And you return your machine back to its normal sewing. So the next thing for you is to create a space to bring out your gathers. You just bring out one thread like this. So when you use it to bring it out, the thread, so that's where you are going to be drawing it. And please be careful when drawing it, so that it will not cut. If it cuts, you cannot join it. So I will do the gathers. See the way I'm doing it gently. You can actually do 2 lines. So by the time I'm through with this one, it's the same thing I'm going to be doing on the back panel too. So I'm already through with the gathers now. You can see the way I did the gathers. So I'm going to be putting it in my elastic, and you can see I marked the center of the elastic. I marked the center here. So what are we going to do is placing this. You have to look the right and left. From the left, you are going to be sewing it. You can actually place it on it too. If you don't want to sew it inside, you can actually join it from inside to outside, or you placed it on it like this. But this one I'm going to be joining from inside. So once you put it at the tip like this, you will check the center of the fabric and the center of the elastic. The first thing, let me put it on the machine first. Please don't cut away the excess thread yet. It's after sewing it that you'll be able to do that. After joining it to your elastic, you just reverse there. So this is the center point here, and this is the center of my elastic. You can see it is whatever that is here, I will gather on this place. That is why it's good for you to have the center points, for you to be, so that the gathers on both sides will be equal, not that one side will be much than the other side. You see the way I'm adjusting it? You have to adjust it well. This is it, and I sew. I'm already at the center point now. So the remaining 2 is the same thing. You take off your pin and put it at the last edge here too, for it to be equal on both sides. That's why you are doing this. So I'm going to be making the gathers to come together so that it can come out beautifully. One place should not be bigger than the other side. Everything has to be equal. That's why I use the gathers. So after doing it like that, you sew. So you remove the pin so that it won't break your needle. And I'm through with one part like this. Do you see it? You see how beautifully it's coming out? You see? So I'm doing the same thing for the second side too. So I'm through with it now. with both the front and the back, and I'm removing the gathers thread, that excess thread that I told you to still leave. So you are going to remove it. So you are going to remove the thread. This is the front and the back. You can see how it is. This is my end results. So after drawing our gathers, you see, and sewing it to the elastic, see the end results. This is how it is on the front and also at the back. So the next thing for me to do is this side. You are going to hem it inside. You cannot leave it like this. You are going to hem it inside. So I'm going to be bending it inside. You can actually start from the elastic so that it won't be removing. So you are going to sew it down. So I'm sewing it down. So you have to sew it to the down, and the way I do this side, I'm going to be doing it on the other hand too. So when I sew this down to the down, when I sew it this line to the down, I'm going to sew it on the other side. So I'm through with the sides now. I've hemmed the sides. So the next thing for me is to join the down, the front and the back panel together. And I need 17 inches. So here I put half an inch for joining. So that half an inch is what I'm going to be sewing here like this. That's all I'm going to be sewing. And I'll sew it up. I can leave the armhole for 10 or 9, depending on how you want it to open at under your armpit. For me, I'm going to be using 10. I don't want it to be too much. So that is where my sewing will reach. So as I'm coming, that is where my sewing will end, and I reverse. So I'm going to be doing it for the other side too. So I'm doing the other side too. Joining the other side. So remove any excess thread here. So I use 10 inches for my sleeve opening. So that's where my sewing will end. And after this, that's all for this sewing. So after sewing it like this, that's all we need for this boubou top. Our butterfly boubou top is ready. So the next thing for me is to wear it on a mannequin to show you how beautiful it is looking. So I'm through with our butterfly boubou top now. As you can see the effectiveness of the gathers, you see this is the elastic. I told you it can be worn on a trouser or on a skirt. This is the sleeve opening. As you can see how beautiful it is looking. It's a free top. It's for all sizes. So if you like this video and it has been very helpful to you, you can please subscribe to our channel so that you can watch more. Please give this video a thumbs up if you know you like it. Thank you. So